California leaving to Las Vegas. In a nutshell, that's what this video is about. I'm going to give you some why they're leaving California and why they're coming to Las Vegas. At least 40% of our buyers have been coming from California to Las Vegas. As you may know, many people in California are selling their homes at much higher prices and buying a home in Las Vegas for a lot less, keeping some money, living a better life as far as being able to do all the things they want to, not feeling squeezed all the time. You know, it's wonderful to live in California if you enjoy the weather, if you enjoy the beach, if you enjoy all the other entertainment and things that you can do in California. The problem is, if you're always working your tail off just to make ends meet, then, it doesn't make sense. Hey, be really quick before you go anywhere. If you want to know more stuff like this, subscribe to this channel. Do it right now. It's down below. And all of my information's in the description as well. If you're looking for a realtor in Las Vegas, Nevada, you found Rob Howe. I'm all about houses and you. Let's check everything out on the other side. And thank you for sticking with me. All right, everybody, welcome to this video. Of course, California leaving to Las Vegas. This is something I've known my entire life. All my life, California has been coming to my hometown. I've lived here all my life, and we have been fueled by Californians for a long, long time. So sometimes people go, that we're going to California, Las Vegas. Well, folks, that's been happening for decades. It's really, really been happening a long time. As a matter of fact, I have some articles that show you exactly what's been happening. Some of them try to make the case for, try to normalize that this is just always happening in California. People are always leaving. Sure, but there has been a mass exodus, as many know, and that is a big problem for California, I believe. It is not so much of a problem for Las Vegas. As a matter of fact, it has held us up. At the end of this video, I'm going to do my 7-day market update, and I'm going to give you the numbers for the month very quickly. I'm going to rapidly go through that, but I think you'll find it enlightening as to why Vegas is continuing to stay very strong. This video has all of that to do with it. Everything I'm going to talk to you about in this video is the reasoning for Vegas continuing to stay strong. Higher costs of housing in California. For sure, people pay more for housing. And of course, taxes. Nevada has no state tax. A lot of businesses are coming here as well, which is fueling the side that people worry about a lot, which is, okay, well, where are the jobs? Two things about the jobs for Californians. Number one, their businesses are moving here. Number two, a lot of these people, as we know, as many know, are working from home more often than not. And they're doing pretty well when you consider that they're being able to keep their salary that they had that helped them live in California and come to a much lower priced place. Selling with money. Okay, they're going to sell their house and move here with a bunch of money, and that helps them purchase even in this landscape as far as higher interest rates are concerned, and where we just came off of the highest prices we've seen in Las Vegas ever. Now, those prices have tumbled a little bit, but you're going to find out in my very, very quick market update what has happened recently. The train is moving. Still, people are trying to get over here from California. The train was slowed at the station with all these interest rates, but it is moving and they're trickling in. We do have less buyer demand, but that's partially because people are having a harder time selling their properties in California and getting their tails over here. That's part of the reason. California decided to do what's called a mansion tax. I'm going to have an article about this below from the LA Times. Mansion tax, meaning that if you have a $5 million or more property, you're going to get taxed 4% on that sale. If it's over 10 million, it's 5.5%. So a lot of people that were, maybe on the edge of not wanting to be in California, wanting to sell their very nice property, or at least expensive property compared to Vegas, they went ahead and did that before they got taxed through the nose. So this money has bright ideas behind it. Hey, we want to help homelessness. We want to do this, that, and the other thing. We want to put more money. So we're gonna charge the wealthy the people who have these big homes money to be able to, we're going to charge them a tax to be able to sell that home. The problem is that you're getting rid of those people. Those people are deciding they don't want to be around, and now you're losing a tax base. Sure, some will stick around and some won't really mind because, after all, they are wealthy, but it does raise the costs on them. And here's the problem I have with it. Basically, the ideas that they're doing, that they're spending this on, it's just more money to bad ideas. That's what I see happening in California. We want more money. Politicians are very adept at getting more money. And then having the gumption to have, some wherewithal behind the ideas that they have to get the finish, to get it done. It's like, look, I raised the money, but you didn't have a great plan in place. And that's what I see. You can raise all the money you want, but if you're not putting it in the right place, getting the right people behind it, and listen, I'm not qualified to tell you exactly how to do that, but I can tell when these ideas are not working and when all the money in the world doesn't seem to be helping. People are getting sick of that. That's part of it. Politics and reparations, folks. Politics definitely are very one-sided in California. I know people have gotten sick of that. It's unchecked power within California, and a lot of the things that they're doing don't have a finish to them, okay? Like, for example, why did I bring up the reparations thing? Because, of course, that's been talked about, and it's gobs of money. And while a lot of people will go, hey, this is, something, we do have a problem with this, we want to do something good for people, you're baiting people into making this an issue, and that's a bad idea, because not only are people going, well, wait a minute, that means I'm going to have to pay a whole bunch more taxes to fund this. Not only that, but it doesn't have any real finish to it. You can't really get it done. You're talking about billions and billions of dollars, and then, Newsom gets it after he supported it and goes, yeah, not really. We're not really going to do this. So now you've just made people upset. Again, shining people on. Look, virtue signaling is something that has taken, like, if I say virtue signaling, you're going, oh, that's a phrase from the right. It's not. This is a phrase that means something because it means that you're BSing people. It means to me that you are signaling that I am so good and I am so great, but you're really not going through with the actual movements of getting something done or the intelligent things that would help people and make people happier in their lives. That's what I have a problem with. You're just going to signal the virtue. They're just going to have these people talking about these wild and crazy ideas, and then it's going to scare the pants off people in your state, and you're not helping anybody. After you decide to finally say, that's actually a bad idea, we can't do it, we can't afford it, blah, 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 all the reasons why you're going to make excuses now why you can't do it. This is just a great example of what I think is a problem there. Anyway, moving on, because I don't want to get into too much about politics. I do think Vegas is a purplish state. We are basically more balanced here. That is something that I will absolutely stand by, and I do enjoy myself. I want balance in the world, and I think Vegas has a good balance in its politics. I'd like to think that continues. I know a lot of people think we're Californiaing our politics here by all the people coming here. But again, I stated earlier, we have people coming here and have been for a long, long time. And I don't know that it's changed us all that much. Maybe even it's changed us for some of the better. So there you take the good with the bad, right? Investors are leaving in droves in California, especially the concerned landlords that are being driven out. I'm going to give you a link there to a video. I have talked about this before and shown a link about what's happening with some of these landlords. But the laws, again, what they're doing there is just bad for business. It's bad for landlords. And it's supposed to help people, the tenants, but I don't believe that it does. I believe this is causing more of a problem than it is helping. Again, I'm going to just bullet point some of this stuff. Retail stores leaving in droves in certain areas, especially San Francisco. Those retail stores are going goodbye-bye. Let me give you a quick list of the stores that have left the San Francisco downtown area. This is, again, because of bad policies. We have Nordstrom, saying goodbye. We have Whole Foods saying goodbye. We have Saks Fifth Avenue is set to say goodbye. Anthropology, I don't know exactly what that is, but they're going to say goodbye. Office Depot as well. I'm sure there's more coming because that's how much of an S-hole that area has become. I haven't even been there, but boy, I have it on good authority. Okay, folks, this gives me good authority when I see these kind of legitimate things happening that are saying, peace out, we're done over here. It's not good, right? And that's not to say that in Vegas, we don't have our problems. I just think we're handling them better, and by a lot better. Now, there are videos out there on YouTube, and I'm going to put one in the link of somebody actually saying why they regretted moving to Las Vegas. Here's the thing, folks, Vegas is not for everyone. I'm not going to say it's for everyone, but for a lot of people moving out of California, it is. And sometimes they find out that this is not the place they want to be. This one in particular, why I regret moving to Las Vegas, I'll put that down in the description. I just found it silly because even though there are a lot of people that say, oh, these are legitimate, reasons, there were a lot of views on this and a lot of people commented on it, but I found it to be a little stuck up, to be honest. Because number one thing that the guy says that I really took issue with is that he didn't like the people in Las Vegas. And it's like, yo, man, you got to go out and meet people. You got to go out and make friends no matter where you are. I do understand that Las Vegas can be intimidating when it comes to meeting people. As a matter of fact, as a lifelong Las Vegan, I know that we keep a tight circle amongst my friends because people have come and gone from this town so much that you get a little bit of a thick skin where you kind of get like, well, these people are coming and going. So sometimes, they do bad stuff and leave a bad taste in your mouth. But listen, I do think this is your own perspective, and the place that you want to be is what you make of it. So check that out if you want to know why somebody regretted moving to Las Vegas. There are videos out there that you can find like that, but for the most part, all the videos are going to be in the category of people wanting to leave California. Look up California mass exodus. I'll put a link to a whole bunch of videos there for the California mass exodus. There's a whole bunch. So check that out. What I'm going to dive into now, this is an older article, but I thought it was poignant because of the things that I do get asked about a lot when people go, well, hey, I've heard this about Las Vegas. This is 10 myths about moving from California to Las Vegas that you need to know. All right. You've heard these things maybe, so we're going to jump right into it. Myth number one, they say here, it's always 100 plus degrees. No, it's not always 100 plus degrees, although if you can't stand the heat, you might not want to stay in the kitchen. Luckily in Las Vegas, a couple of things have really gotten a lot better. Our indoor air conditioning through the years, believe me, when I was a kid, I knew it, that we were hot, okay? Because sometimes the air conditioning wouldn't keep up with the heat, but nowadays, much better air conditioning, and especially in cars. Okay, I would die in cars because sometimes we didn't even have air conditioning in the damn car. It was awful. And that life has changed. Now, I do think that we need to give medals to anybody who comes here and works in our roadways and out on this, out in the open and has to work outdoors. You should get a medal. You should get a medal of freedom on your vest. For the most part, if you don't have to work out in the heat, you can get away from it. That's the way I deal with it. I play tennis in the heat, all right? But I make sure to play in the morning and in the evening. And the best part is I get to do that, okay? Some areas of the country, wintertime, you can't play tennis. You can here. Healthcare is poor. That's what they say. We've come a long way. As a matter of fact, a lot of people are moving here for the healthcare industry because they can work in the healthcare industry. There are jobs. As a matter of fact, I think there are, we do not have enough people to fill those jobs. And healthcare is getting better and better here in Las Vegas. I wouldn't say it's through the roof, the greatest, but it's not the poor healthcare that people might say it is. It's a dangerous city. We live in a city, a large city, well, pretty compact nowadays, 3 million plus people. So yeah, we have crime. What do you know? But for the most part, the way I've always looked at Vegas, and maybe it's because I'm comfortable and I know exactly where to go, but you could drop me off anywhere in this town and I'm going to take my watch off and go in that direction and make sure I get to where I feel a little bit more safe. But for the most part, it is not the high crime area that you might hear out there. I will for sure tell you, just being straight, I always want to be straight with you. Crime has risen a lot since I was young. And nowadays, I do see things in the news that I just wouldn't see on a daily basis that I do see on a daily basis. That could be because of social media, because social media has increased our knowledge of these events. But nonetheless, I will be straight up with you about that. Vegas has a lower quality of lifestyle. I just don't think that's the case. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you a whole bunch of things that are happening here that are helping our lifestyle. Not only are they helping our lifestyle, but we already have a bunch. That has been the big attractor to people to come here to Las Vegas because we're getting so much. We got the sports teams. We've got all the nightlife you could want. We've got great food and restaurants. There's a lot to do in Las Vegas all the time if you really want to go out and shop, drink, dine, go to sporting events, things like that. Casinos aren't what they used to be. Okay, but they're also not what they used to be. They offer a lot more. Casinos offer a lot more in entertainment. I do know that things have gotten more expensive to come to Las Vegas. Vegas used to be a town where they would give away a lot of freebies. If you spend enough money, you'll get some of those freebies. I know that those are still out there. Those perks are out there. But for example, we never had paid parking, and now some places do. They retracted some of that. I think some of it's coming back. But it's all part of the Strip lifestyle, which if you're living here, I don't know how much you'll be on the Strip unless you're working in hospitality over there. The job market is bad. Oh, bull. The job market is good here. There are jobs. And not only, it's not just the casino business that is holding us up. We have tech jobs. We have manufacturing jobs. We have all kinds of jobs that weren't here before. So that is definitely growing. The food doesn't compare to California's. I'm going to tell you that's totally false. We have great food here. As a matter of fact, it's amazing that we get such fresh fish and fresh food here. It's because of the casinos. They get a lot of delivery as it is, and then that spreads out to a lot of our other great places to eat. The only thing to do is gamble if you're a loser. I mean, have fun gambling, but don't get crazy. If the only thing you're doing is gambling, that's bad for you. You'll spend all your time indoors. I don't think so, folks. Right now is a beautiful time to get outside. And I know we have wonderful places for hiking, biking. Like I said, I do tennis, lots of sports out there, pickleball. You make your own call on what you enjoy out there. Taxes don't make a big difference. Yes, they do. Absolutely. And people, that's an easy one to figure out. Anyway, this article goes over a bunch of that stuff there. I'm going to put a recent article in my description about who's leaving California and who's moving in. And this is the one where I think that they're trying to say, hey, this is just normal. We've always had people leaving California. True statement, but the numbers have been much more accelerated as of late. I'm going to run through a list of Vegas projects going on right now that might blow your mind a little bit. These are all projects that are pretty sizable. Now, I may not even have listed all of them, but I listed a bunch. Let's go through it. The MSG Sphere, bam! All right, that's going to be amazing. Check that out. I can't wait to check this one out. I think it's funny that it's called the MSG Sphere because I just think MSG, the stuff that you don't want in your food, right? A's baseball, bam! There we go. We got some A's baseball coming to town, and I do believe that's happening. I am looking forward to that. High-speed rail. This is getting closer and closer. Folks, the only reason why I think the high-speed rail might not happen is because California finally says, no, we don't want people to be going over to Nevada and just using the train to come back and forth. They might cut that off. But I think it's happening because it keeps inching closer and closer. The Bend. The Bend is a project up on the southwest side of town that is being done by Dapper Industries. And Dapper Industries is also doing the rejuvenation of the Huntridge Theater. Okay, that's two projects for you. The Bend and the Huntridge Theater that are both by Dapper Industries. I happen to go to school with Jay Dapper. Didn't know him well, but I'm really happy to see his success here in Las Vegas. The Durango Casino. Durango Casino is also in the Southwest, going to be right over by the Bend. And that's a new casino going in, and it's almost done. Ascension coming to Summerlin South. Summerlin South is my favorite area, and if you want to check out videos on Summerlin South, I got a bunch. So make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see about Summerlin South homes and neighborhoods, villages. Oh my goodness, great stuff. Fontainebleau. Fontainebleau is finally getting done, is finally getting finished. This was a project that was started a long time ago, and the Great Recession absolutely wiped it out. As a matter of fact, at one point they thought they were going to have to tear this mostly finished building down. It was a very large structure. They thought they were going to have to tear it all down, but somebody bought it, and they are finishing it up. They're almost done with it. It's opening soon. New York. Room renovation. This is millions of dollars, millions and millions of dollars, this renovation happening at New York. Atomic Range Golf Course, that is happening. Mirage to turn into the Hard Rock. That's right, Hard Rock Hotel will be back, and it'll be on the Strip this time. So that's another one. We just had the transition from Bally's to the Horseshoe. So the Horseshoe has been around for a long time. It took over Bally's on the Strip and redid that place, so it's now rebranded as the Horseshoe. The Four Seasons of Henderson, there will be a luxurious four-season hotel being put in Henderson, and that is going to be something amazing. Also, massive road construction. For one project in particular would be the Tropicana that's actually going to go underground, but this is a big improvement to that area as far as the congestion. And we have road construction here all the time. As a matter of fact, our state flower is the orange cone. If you didn't know what Nevada's state flower is, now you know. It's one of those orange construction cones. So that's that. Let me hop into this. I promised you I would do some numbers, and I'm going to go through them very quickly. So I appreciate you sticking around to the end of this video. I really do. This is important stuff right now. I'm going to go through some quick numbers. First of all, our monthly numbers came in April 2023. I'm going to put a link in the description for all of this monthly housing update that Las Vegas Realtors puts out. We increased by $5,000. We were at $425 median home price, single family residence, and we went up to $430 from April to May. Okay, so when somebody says Vegas is losing and going down, that proves that they're wrong. And it has been being proven because, first of all, since about the beginning of the year, we've stayed about flat. And this is the first bump upward in single family. We did have a bump upward in condo and townhomes. They did stay the same. And one of the other things that I'm going to point out, because I think it's the biggest factor, we had 1.8 months of supply in April. We ticked up a barely tick to 1.9 months of supply. So that leads me to the 7-day that helps us understand where we are and where maybe inventory is headed. So right now, we got new listings back on market and coming soon at 1,021 of those happening right now in the last 7 days. Here's the problem though. We got all those. That's viable, potentially viable, should be good for people to purchase inventory. Now let's talk about the inventory that has gone away and not there for people. And that adds up to 1,325 properties that are unconditional no-show, unconditional show, temporarily off the market, withdrawn, and withdrawn conditional. So those properties are not really available for you. So you can tell there's a slight discrepancy there. Plus, we are now solds. You take the solds off, 679 solds gone. So 679 gone. You could say, okay, well, hey, there's 1,021 coming on, and really officially locking off the market is 679. So there is some discrepancy there. Not enough, folks. Not enough to make a big dent in the inventory that we have here. And guess who's chewing that up? Californians. Californians are a big part of why this is continuing to happen. I would also point out that our price decreases have gone down. Price increases stayed all but one the same. I think it was 105 last week. It's 104 now. So price increases are continuing to happen when they weren't happening much at all before. Now that we're seeing a market stabilizing, less and less inventory, you see what's happening, okay? That sellers are going to start asking for a little bit more money. Another thing I'm going to point out really quickly is the expireds seem to have gone down. That probably means that we're getting those properties sold instead of them expiring. So that's another telltale there. Instead of these properties going and expiring, ultimately they are getting sold. That's the story, folks. Inventory will remain the story. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have anything to add and just want to dispute anything that I have to say, I would love to hear from you. I absolutely answer anything that I possibly can. So please, in the comments section, like the video, say something to me about what you disagree with. Do you disagree with the politics side of California versus Las Vegas? That's always something we could talk about. Whatever it is you want to say, I'd love to chat with you. And of course, if you're looking for a realtor in Las Vegas, Nevada, well, now you know how. That's me, folks. I'm Rob Howe, and I'm all about houses and you. I'll see you on the next one, folks. Thanks for watching.